It has now been a year since our world was transformed into COVID pods. We navigate the streetscapes of plastic yurts that have replaced our restaurants. We socially distance from neighbors we used to hug. We are petrified to return to the office, and we scour the internet for leads on vaccine availability. We pray that we can forget the ravaging of our institutions on January 6th. Between politics, climate change, public health, and decaying infrastructure, we have a lot on our plate before we even begin to tackle the big issues of diversity, politics, and gender. We as architects are perfectly positioned to solve extremely complicated problems. This is what we are trained to do. We have spent lifetimes in design school learning how to be big thinkers and have become masters at being both poetic and prosaic at the same time. And we are the only profession that knows how to take something seemingly insurmountable, deconstruct it into its components, and then reassemble them into something that transcends the part. But it doesn't do us much good to navel gaze, talk to each other, and sketch on napkins if we cannot affect change. What we really need is a seat at the table. The AIA can and should help us get it. We have done this through the AIA before. I'm a New Yorker. 20 years ago on September 12th, we dealt with the aftermath of terrorism and were forced to have a crash course in risk. Through the AIA, we played a role in recalibrating our city. We changed our building codes, we rounded up our colleagues in ancillary professions and led multiple focus groups. We inserted ourselves into community boards. Our conferences took place at the UN. A similar thing happened 10 years ago, the day after Superstorm Sandy, and we immediately orchestrated the planning for a resilient city. As New Yorkers, we like to think that we are the center of the universe and that everything revolves around us. But it is not true. We should use our collective national energy to utilize these experiences as a dress rehearsal for what we need to do now. First, we must educate the public about the value of the design. They need to know why we build what we do, where we do so that they can be better participants in the design process. We should be providing the narrative and framework that overlays the physical reality of the place with its cultural heritage and archaeology. One way to do this is to showcase our work as a virtual museum of America's best buildings. Many of them are our design award winners. There's another piece to the puzzle. We all know that we work just as hard, if not harder, than lawyers and doctors, and are equally or better trained. Our compensation and status does not reflect that. But until people understand the value of design and the service we provide, there will never be the sea change needed for us to receive fair compensation. The AIA is the best vehicle for teaching people what we have to offer. We are also a member organization. We chose our profession because what we create should live longer than we do. And we must engage our members and provide them with tools at all stages in their careers. In the beginning, the issues are about how to transition from school into life, to get jobs and licensed. But members everywhere should be able to avail themselves of everything all our chapters have to offer, especially if they are in smaller components with infrequent programming. An AIA calendar consolidating all continuing education would be welcomed, so that we could get to know each other's work. For our senior practitioners, it is also vital to preserve their oral histories before our collective memories are lost. They are the only ones who can share with us what it was like to study under Kahn, know Le Corbusier, and collaborate with Mies. And finally, we need to make a concerted effort to preserve our historical record. Every library in the world is rapidly transforming their physical collection to a digital one. I have witnessed the sketches being cast away that marked a moment in time as offices where I worked were closed down. And it was heartbreaking to see the old design studies, models, and details that were not candidates for MoMA or Avery be discarded. I couldn't rescue more than a handful. At the AIA, we need to take it upon ourselves to curate our digital catalog. This moment, the anniversary of Zoom, is an appropriate time to reimagine and reposition ourselves for what lies ahead. My name is Abby Suckle, and I would like to lead the charge as the 2022 first Vice President of the AIA.